innovation, transformation, that sort of thing, and how one is kind of in the domain of the CIO and one is kind of in the domain of the CEO, and how these people need to talk to each other more and things like that. But I was just wondering, when you're in a situation where you're facing a CEO or a CEO with his CIO or her CIO, what's the first thing you say? What's the first thing that you want to ask in order to frame how they're getting to a place where they're fusing these two things together?
Well, it starts with their strategy. So I try to get very deeply into their strategy, both on publicly available data or commentary that they have made regarding their strategy. So if I'm going into a C-level meeting, I have a good feeling not only for what they're using, but for where they want to take their company. So if you think about running a great operation in mode 1, the HANA, SAP, ERP, the cloud, and the network, we have line of business cloud for HR, sales, procurement, finance, etc. And then the business network, how they're conducting commerce between companies. This is very mode 1. How do I become a run simple business where everything is integrated, I get maximum value out of the performance of my company? When you start talking mode 2, this is delay and order conversation. And how do you have to have that conversation? Is you have to do what I said in the keynote in day 1. This is a team sport. So all the C-level executives have to align around their strategy and what they are trying to achieve. So for example, when we met in Ireland, I gave you the example in Dublin of the mode 2, where a CEO wanted to reinvent digitized plants, digitized processes, and digitized people. How do I get my people ready? That's the CEO's vision, because his strategy was to have modern plants that activate new relationships with the customer, to take the business processes and simplify 90 customer support processes and make them simple, and then digitize the people by training them so they're competitive in this new digital economy. That was something he was willing to invest in heavily. When I had that conversation with him regarding SAP Leonardo, it activated him to say, I have to get the CFO and the head of strategy involved in this conversation with SAP. Right, mode 2 is more and more held by the CEO, the CFO, and the head of strategy. Mode 1 is more and more held by the CTO and the CIO, and some members of the management team that basically have a service level agreement, give me the technology I need to conduct my mission. Some companies have independent buying centers, where the head of HR will do what they want to do, the head of finance does what they want to do, the head of sales does what they want to do. So what we try to do is unify all of them with a digital boardroom, where all the management sit around the table or are on their digital device comparing notes, but they act as a team. And what I would tell you about mode 2 or the idea of AI, ML, IoT is that this is more about business model innovation than anything else. Because most companies today that haven't realized they have to be a digital business yet are almost too late. This has to go now. And as I said, in the internet age or the information age, maybe even the industrial age, you had first movers and then you had some followers. Some were faster followers, some were slower followers. In this age, there'll be first movers and no one else. So whoever gets there first in their industry will likely win. And that's because business models that are innovative are also highly disruptive. And if you get to market first with a new idea or a new business model, you might actually own the market. So all these C-level people are saying, how do I defend my core, mode 1, and how do I create the next generation business for the next decade, mode 2. These technologies enable that conversation. That's what's happening. And what's interesting is in every industry, in every geography, without exception in the world,